Hey, I'm Jeff Altman, and I'm trying to figure out why I'm not getting emails after I finish blabbing here. So, excuse me for being boring and doing this. Excuse me, let me take the headphones off because it has nothing to do with blab. So I'm just going to blab on for a little bit. I'm going to tweet that. I am recording, and I'd love to see an email afterwards with audio. Now, I'm not sure why I didn't get it last time. I've now filled in the profile with my email address, so I'm hoping that was the little trick. But at the end of the day, I like this technology because of the ability to get comments, questions, or what have you. This is a quick blab. It's live on Twitter, or there's a link that's been sent to Twitter that lets people know. And I see that I could use this. I'm going to lock the seat for a second. I could use this for my podcast, and it'd be a fun way to deliver content. Now, you know, as a headhunter, I do a couple of different things. One is I'm a huge content creator. So I've got 1,300 videos on YouTube. If you follow the channel, The Big Game Hunter TV, all one word, The Big Game Hunter TV, you'll be able to follow my content there. Now, I also podcast. I've got a show called Job Search Universe. I'm sorry, not Job Search Universe, Job Search Radio, which has about 6,000 subscribers weekly. And I also do no BS job search advice and no BS hiring advice. But right now I'm interested in, hey, Harry, how you doing today? So I'm interested in using Blab as a way of delivering information to job hunters. Like I've been doing scopes called Ask Away, where I do live streams with people to answer job search questions. And if someone wants to ask me a question now, I'm happy to do it. But I'm also interested in using this as a way of delivering information about jobs I'm recruiting for, and as a way of recording my podcasts as a video, receiving an MP3 afterwards, because it looks like the video quality is terrific here. And I'm assuming the audio is going to be as good as my microphone. So excuse me for blabbing, Harry. You're my one person who's joined this, but I'm trying to get a feel for the technology. Hey, David, how you doing today? I'm just trying to get a feel for the technology so I can explore using this in a variety of different ways in my information business and in my headhunting. So if anyone has a question about job hunting, type something cool like the comment area says. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Give me a sense as to someone being interested in Q&A today. And okay, I'm going to do the music. Da, da, da. I've got my headhunter hat on. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. So I'm figuring it out. So I can see that I can do video streaming, and I can connect it to YouTube, and I can record, and it's showing that I'm recording. But the piece that's missing for me, if I mispronounce your name, open the seat and I'll show you how. Great. So let's see now. Open seat. Turn off a tutorial from you. If that's what you were offering me, that'd be super.
The rundown, more or less. All right, so as I was mentioning before, you have like the little bubble that you see on the top. Those are the people that are currently in here. So if you hover over it, you'll get their profiles. If you choose not, you could follow them directly through there. You also see the little Twitter herd on it. So if you want to follow them or see their profiles on Twitter, it also works the same way. It will open a Twitter page for them over here, like on a new tab. And again, if you choose, you can follow them directly through there. As you saw, you created your title / topic, if you want to call it that way. You'll notice as time goes by that when you start getting into Blab, topics are going to start changing. as the day goes by.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, 5 minutes in Blab means multiply it by about 6 hours because it goes in dog years. So you could change the topic at any time you want because you are the leader / controller of the room right now.
Uh-huh.
You're the one that created it. So you have a couple of features more than what the rest of the people do. Okay. As you saw, people need to request to come into the chat room, like I did. You know, remember I told you, it's like right at that point in time, you had totally the seat closed, so nobody else would have jumped in. Right.
One question for you: if I were using this as a podcast, and I would have someone come to Blab, sign up, see me online doing a podcast in a particular area, or am I better off scheduling in advance at a particular? Yeah, I had a hunch that was going to be the answer. Schedule in advance. They'll send me a link in advance.
Yeah, well, it'll notify you, but at the same time, do you have notifications turned on right now?
On this one, I was doing it. You know, I came on. I just did the record now, so I don't.
No, what I mean, like when you came into Blab initially for the first time, did you accept the notifications?
I don't believe I did. So
okay. I don't know. Eileen's still in the room because the thing is, like, if you don't accept them the first time around, I think you need to go through Chrome to set them up.
Okay.
You know, the thing is, like, with notifications, what happens is, like, anytime you schedule a show, you follow somebody, and the coolest part about the whole thing is people can. We've been calling it getting summoned. So let's suppose that you're not even on Blab. Let's say that you have, you got this thing closed out, working on something, but you got the browser open and all that type of stuff. Somebody actually mentions you on the chat room, you're going to get a notification. And when you click on it, on that little box, it'll automatically open the Blab window of whoever contacted you or called you, and you'll just jump right into the room. Not into the 4 windows, into the chat,
Got it.
Right into it. So, like, for example, type something on where it says, say something cool.
Yep.
I'll show you something right now.
So I just typed in the howdy.
Exactly. So you see that if you scroll over the mouse on any of the hover, if you hover over the names, people's names and stuff like that, you'll see a little arrow and a star popping out.
I see an arrow and a star, yeah.
So if I am to click on the little arrow right now, and it's going to do this. So you're going to see your name highlighted kind of like in a purplish color.
Yep.
Right. So that's kind of like, it's not really a direct message. It's more like I'm talking to you directly within the room or replying to something you said or any of that type of stuff. So, but they're doing it with the colors so they could get your attention,
Got it.
The same thing if somebody, let's suppose that you're doing a show and somebody has a question for you, you tell them to type / the letter Q space and then whatever they want to ask you, and it'll box out the word question. So these are kind of little tricks that they did so your eye will go that way, and and people are going, hey, I'm here, I'm trying to get your attention for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, not a lot of people like to go on camera. Okay, a lot of people are either camera shy or whatever it might be. They're not camera ready, whatever their excuse might be. So a lot of them talk to you, through the chat, go live.
Mm-hmm. And that works nicely for one of the scopes I was hosting was just called Ask Away, which gives people a chance to do Q&A with me is about job search and what they can learn.
Right.
Yeah.
So, my suggestion, again, if you're doing a podcast, I don't know if you're doing it alone or you're having a guest.
I do a 30-minute interview.
Okay, so perfect. So it's kind of like you and me right now,
mm-hmm.
and what you would do is you close the bottom seat. That way, because you'll have people, by accident or just because they really want to talk to you because they have a question, but these people are not camera shy, so they'll you're doing the interview, but they'll pop in. So what you do is you lock the seat.
Got it.
So you'll lock it. They won't, because you'll have people that definitely in the middle of your show, they just want to talk to you. They have a question for you, so they just kind of want to hop in. You have the option to, cancel, because I'm sure you've already saw that you get like a little cancel button there.
The which button? I'm sorry.
On the seat. So like if somebody comes in and tries to click on the seat, you're able to reject it.
Right. I would just lock the seat up to make sure that there's no intrusions.
So
now I also do a show that's like a 15-minute rant, again on job search. And it seems like I could do the same thing, get an MP3 and be able to upload it as well.
Right. Anything, like you saw, you started recording, you sort of, let's call it, you paused it, when I came in, and then you restarted it. So what's going to happen is when you get the video, your clips, it's going to go like, zzz, zzz, like a continuous thing. You're just going to have a cut in between. That's what you can. But again, you can re-edit it, repurpose it, whatever you want to do. Again, the same thing. You have the below the record button. You have the tell a little birdie.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, when you get people in, again, to build up your crowd, you keep on telling people, hey, please tell, all your friends, just click on that tell a little bird, that way, they keep on telling and telling, it's kind of like a chain ball reaction here. Okay, now, when you have, this is another thing you need to be aware of, because all 4 boxes, once they're live, have the ability to change the title of the room at any given time. So what they'll do is they put / topic and whatever you want to call it. In this case, you have the ability of doing it that way, or you change it, on the top of on the next to you. So in your case, if I wanted to change the topic, I would have to go through the chat room and put back a / topic.
Got it. So again, someone is going to change the topic by hitting / topic and then typing in a new name for it.
Right, and they could change it. And that would also allow, like, whenever you change the topic or whatever, you could actually retweet again, like if it was and Twitter will take it, because Twitter basically recognizes the same tweet twice, it won't take it.
Right.
So what you do, if you want to go over that, you just like either add a period or add a character or something. It'll take it. Another thing with just like the tip of my tongue with the tell a little birdie part. Okay, so when you send out a tweet, okay, what it's going to do, it's going to send people the link off of the chat.
I see that.
It's going to send the title that you gave it,
right,
and it's automatically going to put also the @
hashtag blab. Yeah.
No. It's going to send the @ names, like my @heroics, your, can't even see.
At the Big Game Hunter, yeah.
Right. So basically, it's going to put those, right now, it's just going to send those 2 names, those 2 symbols, and to everybody, that's following you, because you're sending it or I'm sending it, whoever sends it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you don't need to, like, again, let's say that you have a guest, and they have an of course, like an ad handle, because that's what they go by or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You do not need to put it, because it's kind of like a double negative. You don't need to put it on the title, because Twitter is already putting it on there. So basically you're saving characters, you don't, so, if you want to, you could put the actual person's name, but you don't need to put it as an @ symbol.
Got it.
Yeah. What else? Well, I mean, there's tons of little things. Eileen, did you post the link for your, because Eileen has created kind of like a tutorial type thing, kind of like a spreadsheet thingy. So if she has a chance, because I don't have it on me right now, I don't know the link by heart, but if she has a chance, she could post it in there whenever she wants. Let me see what else. Like we were mentioning, you're the one in control of the room. So right now you'll see your box and my box with a little X on the top.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so in other words, you could basically kick anybody out whenever you want. Right. In my case, I could kick myself out, but I can't do it with anybody else. Okay? Again, if you get your mouse and you hover over the little off of the bubbles again, you'll see when you pass over, you're going to have a little triangle on people's profiles.
So just to make sure I have that right, if let's say I have your profile here, I'm seeing a little triangle upper right.
Right. Now that's the block feature. Now here's how that works, because it doesn't work like Periscope or other things. What happens when you block somebody, what you're doing is you are not allowing them to come into the 4 boxes.
Got it.
And they're not going to be able to type on the message board. But, okay, let me rephrase that. They're going to be able to keep on typing on the message board. So, like, let's suppose if they're trolling you, you know, like normally people do is put, like, follow me, or basically it hasn't happened yet. The trolling is starting now, but it's not, like, a big issue right now.
It'll be there.
It'll be there, right. But, you know, the only thing I've seen is, like, when they start putting, like, follow me, so it starts filling up the room like that. That's kind of like what I've seen so far, but that's about it. So what happens is once you block them, they're going to keep on doing it, but they're the only ones that are going to be able to see that.
Ah.
So in other words, they're going to keep on trolling, and they're thinking they're trolling us, but they're only trolling themselves because nobody's seeing it.
Beautiful.
So that's the trick or the beauty to the blocking in this platform. Okay, so you got the topic. Okay, Sin basically put those are kind of like the emojis that they've created so far.
I'm sorry, you came through unclear.
Okay, when you look at another thing, everything you see in the camera is backwards.
Of course.
Right. So basically, sometimes I point this way, and it's like I forget that I got to point that way. You know.
Yep.
So on the message board, Sin basically did like two emoji. And those are preset for Blab. So the first one that she did is /shrug. And the other one's which does the little happy face like doing this. And the other one that she with the longer string is table flip.
Got it.
So those two are the ones that they have right now. There's nothing else. You know, as far as emojis are concerned. What you could do if you want to add emojis, you could actually copy them from, you know, like have a whole mess copied from Twitter or something, or and copy paste on them. That you could do.
Got it.
If you want to add emojis, I mean, or you know, people want to add emojis, but that's the only way that it's going to be done. Okay, so here we don't have the heart system. What they have is like now they're calling it props. They're called fields before. One of the little hands.
Yep.
The little. So basically, you know, like again, if people like what you're saying and they agree with you, they're just going to go over and just give you, you know, fields. Again, the good thing here is once the blab is over, you get reset back to 0.
Of course. Now, out of curiosity, when you get the video later, will the comments feed be along the side?
Can't remember because I did it. Let me see something. I don't think the videos are there.
I don't think it will either, but
I think the only thing you have is the center stuff right now. Can't remember.
That's okay. This is fabulous.
What's the other thing? But they are working on other things to do. Like, for example, if you have a website,
yep,
and it probably is rolling up either tomorrow or early next week. Let's say that you have your own website or your own blog, you know, they will give you an embedded code. You'll get an embedded code, especially if you schedule the thing ahead of time, where you actually would put the 4 boxes. The chat's not going to be in it, but the 4 boxes will be on your website.
Fabulous.
So you'll be. The thing is, again, if you are watching it and you're trying to reply to people on the thing, they're not really going to know what the heck you're talking about them.
Thank you. It just becomes something else that I, as a host, will have to take care of, making sure that the audience understands.
Right, exactly. So, that's why, you bring them in here, because by having them here, you have the Twitter stuff, you have more of an interaction with other people, you keep on building the community and your followers through here,
It'd be interesting, and you may know the answer to this, if they're sending you a URL in advance to be able to put it into your Facebook feed.
Well, it's still not out yet, so I don't know how it's going to work. I just saw like a demo off of it.
Uh-huh.
Like, for example, again, you're controlling the room. They just changed the interface of like what you're seeing to accept people. Uh-huh. Right now, supposedly when you accept somebody, you're going to see their profile pop up.
Yeah. I saw that.
That happened yesterday. That was how. Again, I haven't opened my own chat room. I have to do it later on today to see how it's working. So before, it was just like somebody's asking to join. So you would just think they're the same circle off of us, just popping up to you saying like, "Hey, I want to join. Do you accept or decline?" Type thing. Now you're getting a profile, from what I understand, but I haven't seen it live for myself.
Thank you. How are you doing the moving feed on the bottom of your image?
Are you in a Mac or a PC?
PC.
Okay, so you would go to mannycam.com.
Mannycam.com, got it.
Okay. So it's a free software. There is an upgrade if you want to get like more features to it. I think it's like $20 on that. But that one's the one that works on PC, and it has a whole mess of filters. It does a whole mess of funky stuff. It'll also do kind of like the split screen thing, which Blab is working on that right now to do because everybody's requesting it. The thing is, like, if you do the split screen on your box, it's doing it on your box. So it's smaller, whatever is you're trying to show off. So what people are doing is they're creating a dummy Twitter account. Okay, so let's say that you're here, the camera that you're on, and you get your phone. Do you have an iPhone or you have
an iPhone 6?
Okay, so with an iPhone, it'll be easier. Okay, so basically what you do is you turn the camera over and you use it, to show off what you're doing on the other one, because your phone would be your other
user.
Right, exactly. So you basically, whatever it is that you want to show, you show it on my spot right now. And that's kind of like the best way right now that's being done to do a split screen, to show off the monitor and stuff like that. Trying to remember. And okay, so right now you have 16 people that have passed by the room since you started, and there's 6 people live on the room. You'll sometimes see like a plus, like after since I'm the last icon, you'll see like another bubble with a plus, like +1, +2, plus whatever. Those are, we're calling, the lurkers. Those are people that come in through Blab that don't have an account, because this is an open platform. So people can surpass the, sign up with Twitter and just come in and watch. So you'll see those pop in and out. Normally, again, they don't stay long. They just pop in, pop out, pop in, pop out, The same thing with people, especially when you're all alone in a room. Kind of like, I'm not going to say they don't like it, but it's kind of like they go like, next. You'll see them pop in, pop out. So what's what I'm trying to say, like at nighttime tonight, later on, during the day. But like I said, during the day, you're going to get all your people pushing your social media things, stuff, whatever. So later on at night is usually when you have the more interactive people talking about just whatever right now. So I suggest that you go in and start mingling, introducing yourself, type of stuff, start until you find a room, of a group of people that you like talking to, and it'll go from there. And of course, it'll be 4:00 in the morning next time you see it. Believe me, we're all guilty of that.
Fabulous platform. By the way, how's my audio quality?
You sound pretty good to me.
Good. Just making sure, because again, I am using a mic. You weren't. For me, yours sounded a little tinny. I just want to make sure mine sounded clear.
I need a mic. Actually, I'm the one that needs a mic. I just haven't got one. But yeah.
Again, just testing because again, it's a new platform for me.
So my suggestion is, since you're doing podcasts and all that, schedule them ahead of time, because what's going to happen, people are going to see your picture thing, they'll subscribe to it, for a few days. The thing is, like, if you would have done this a week ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, scheduling a thing would be you probably would have been competing against let's say about 15 people. Schedule a program. If you go now and you'll see the amount of people scheduling stuff, it's like pages now.
Yep.
So as time progresses, it's gonna get like a madhouse, But yeah, right now, you schedule a show probably, like if you're gonna do one tomorrow, like a day in advance or whatever, because if not, it keeps on getting thrown to the bottom. The longer the time it holds, the further down it's gonna go.
Of course.
So the shorter the time, so like let's suppose if you want to schedule it, you do it now because you're going to do it for later on tonight, for example. That's kind of like your best bet, because they'll tend to see it a lot quicker,
Sure.
See if I remember anything else that,
Any problems with Blab so far, the truth, in the current iteration?
Sometimes you're going to come across, people that pop in and they have like sound issues or video issues, or that you say they're going to talking and you can't hear them and stuff like that. It's all about troubleshooting it more likely. But a lot of times, that basically they start freezing up and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And this would include you too, as the host. What you do is you tell them to X themselves out and refresh the page and come back in.
Got it.
Okay, but by coming back in, that you have to accept them again.
Of course.
In your case, no. In your case, you can pop back in because you're the owner of the room.
Of course.
Again, if this happens to you and you're alone in the room and you leave, the room will close.
Got it.
So let's suppose that right now, for you leave and you come back, the room will stay open because I'm still in here.
Someone has to be in the room somewhere for me not to have to go through the process all over again.
Right, exactly, for recreating the room. Right?
Yeah.
Now, let's say that you schedule a blab. Okay, I don't know if they changed this lately or not. I don't think so because I haven't heard anything. So let's say that you scheduled a blab, and for whatever reason you're running late or you're having technical difficulties and you can't log into your thing and you can't get into the computer. Whatever it might be, you have a 15-minute window.
You said 15?
1-5, right.
Thank you.
If you don't get in within the 15 minutes, that scheduled thing would automatically close. In other words, that link would not be existent anymore.
So for me, for example, as a podcaster, sometimes a guest runs late. As long as I'm there, I keep the room open. I can sit there and wait until they're able to get in.
Right. So people, it's like, you want to have like a decent amount of people in the room, so they don't miss anything out, Mm-hmm. Even though they could replay it later, but most people like to do this stuff live,
Of course.
With the technical difficulties, like I said, more like the popping out type stuff, and coming back in, usually 9 times out of 10, it fixes the problem, If you see them coming in and you see that the circle is going like a pulsating effect, it's their first time on Blab. Okay, what's gonna more likely they don't notice it because it kind of blends in with the where the title is and all that. A pop up, which you probably went through it because to get in, everybody has to go through it the first time. It's gonna pop up from Chrome to saying that do you allow Blab to use your mic and your camera?
Yep.
Right, but a lot of people, because it's on the top, so people are looking straight at the squares, where they think that they're going to be popping up, so they never see. So if you see that the thing stays like that, you tell them, hey, if this is your first time, what do you call this? Accept the permissions for using your mic and your camera, and automatically will pop it. They'll pop up.
Terrific.
Another thing is, usually tell most, like whenever you're going to start the show, just let people know that you are going to be, from this point on, we're going to be on the record. Just keep in mind, this stays here forever. You get a copy and all that, but Blab, whatever you record stays here. Like this is going to be here forever right now. On the Blab server. What was the other one?
I wonder who's going to buy Blab.
Well, they're planning on buying Google, so go figure that out. That's the running joke. Again, if you add mention like Leanne, myself, there's quite a number of us. They'll be more happy. Before you call like help, that basically that's kind of like your last resort, or you call Brittany. Brittany is a good. Okay, wait, I'm lost. You can change it to private. Okay, Sin, you lost me. What do you change to private so it doesn't go to public? What are we talking about right now?
You were talking about. You wanted me to stop the record for a moment?
Oh, the recording. No. You can keep it on.
Okay. You were talking about if there was a problem, instead of going to Brittany, to go to you.
No. You can call Brittany directly. Brittany, it goes under Brittany Metz.
What was the last name?
M-E-T-Z.
Again, audio is a problem.
M-E-T-Z. Zebra?
Brittany, N-E-T.
Z.
Nets.
Metz.
Is it an M or an N?
M.
Thank you. Perfect. And that's her Twitter handle at Brittany Metz?
Right.
Great.
So you could call her directly. She's the same as help because she's normally the one that answers as help. But you could call her. You could call any of the guys. Like Victor is another one, but Victor usually does more. He's more nocturnal. So Victor with a K.
Thank you.
Jonas is more of a programmer. The thing is, like, the entire team is coming in and out of the rooms all the time.
Gotcha.
Hey, David.
Okay. How you doing?
Howdy, how are you, Sin?
Hey, I'm good. David, can't you...
David, I think you mind if I accepted Sin?
David, I believe you can change your... once you get your recorded message thing, you can change it to private where nobody else can look at it. Isn't that correct?
Oh, you mean like on
the recorded sessions?
I don't know. I haven't tried it, so I really honestly don't know.
Because I overheard somebody talking about you can always take it off of public.
Okay, so that could be a feature they added. I don't know.
Okay.
Probably people have requested it because they really don't want their stuff to be there just for everybody to see at all times. So yeah, it could be done because I know Catch.me, you could do that with Catch.me.
Right.
With the ones from Periscope, you could turn them private or you could even delete them on the Catch.me.
Yeah. Your settings can also be changed in your profile on here too. And I put up that website too. That
was the
Brittany
Medium
had.
article?
Yeah. That Brittany does a whole bunch of digests. And
Right.
you'll get those probably too. But Brittany has a whole bunch of different things that will help you change settings and everything. And it's through your profile on here. And that's how I changed mine. So, and then of course, when you get the pop-up, like I got the pop-up that you're following, if you right click on those, you could change it too, but it's going to change it for all of them, not just that person. So,
Gotcha.
All right, David, I'll let him take control. Yeah.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. I appreciate your help. Take care.
Good. I think I sort of kind of covered mostly about everything.
You've done great.
But everything's sort of very self self-explanatory type stuff. It's not really rocket science. It's just a lot of little details.
The missing piece for me was having my email address in the profile so I can get the email. But they don't pick that up from Twitter. That had to be given to them directly.
Well, yeah, no. The other thing is, Blab has less characters than Twitter on their profile, so it's always go back to your profile and edit it. And you could also, if you do have a website, you could actually put it in there. Like if you scroll over my profile, you see that it works as a hyperlink if you have a website.
Terrific.
Right.
I'll put that in my profile.
Right. But again, you're doing this show and all that. It's great to tell people constantly, hey, go to up there, follow me. In your case, you could tell people with the little on your window, you'll see the little person with a plus sign.
Mm-hmm.
So that they could follow you directly from there. They don't need to hover over your profile. They could just follow you directly from your own video window.
Fabulous. I want to make sure I understand that last piece. So once it's in the profile area, once I have the URL there, how are people able to discover that they can find the hyperlink to the website?
Okay, hover over my profile. Because that one has a hyperlink.
So I'm hovering over your little yellow box there, and I see your name has a hyperlink to it.
The name and the ad handle are hyperlinks, but those hyperlinks are basically to the Blab profile.
Got it.
But on the bottom, I have my website as a hyperlink.
Ah, got it. Click to give. Okay, I see it.
That's what I'm talking about. So if you have a website, you could actually put it as part of your profile, and it'll work as a hyperlink. In other words, people don't need to copy paste the thing or type it or whatnot.
Gotcha. David, I think I've fallen in love with you. I appreciate the support and the help. Question, if I put this up on YouTube, would you have a problem, or do you want to keep it between us?
I did it so you could basically, you could have it for future purposes, yeah. And like I was saying at the beginning, I did it so I could tell you more or less what everything was about before here.
This is super. Thank you.
Anything. Again, since I do have the notifications turned on, if you actually mention me, or like I said, Leanne, Yasin, all of us, we have notifications turned on. We sort of kind of live in here. This is our new zip code.
And what I'll wind up doing as well, I'm seeing something. I happen to have used the Firefox, and it appears to be like a little. Okay, I'm showing the camera. That's all it's giving me the notice of. So I downloaded a Chrome extension for Blab, set it up for notifications, and I'll get notifications when someone wants to invite me in. Terrific.
Right. When they log in, if they schedule a show, all those type of things, you'll get notification for all that type of stuff.
Super.
Yeah. Just play around with it. Again, there, just you seem like a super social guy, so that's not an issue. Just play around with it.
I'm going to. How do you end the call? Is it just exiting the tab?
All right. So the way that you should do it, in your case, I forgot one important thing. All right. Let's say that, like I mentioned, these things could go on and on and on and on. Let's suppose that it's already just for hypothetical reasons, it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're doing what we call the baby. I'll show you what the baby is. I'm going joking. I'll show you the baby. Hold on a second.
Your screen is on. Your light has changed.
That's the baby.
Let me see. Oh.
So basically, that's how we'll be by 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Doing that. So let's say that basically these people are still wired and still want to fix the world and talk just about anything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you are going to bow out because I can't take it anymore. So the room is going to keep on going, but it's going to turn into a zombie blab. Now, a zombie blab is you are the host of the room. So you can't, if anybody wants to come in, they cannot.
Got it.
You know, because you are the only one that could allow them in. They're working on something that you can actually pass the torch to somebody else if you want to, if you want to leave. But it's still not. It has not been implemented as of yet. But it's something that is on the works because it happens quite often. It's kind of like, hey, it's God knows what time in the night. I can't anymore. Whoever wants to take over, So what people are doing is like, okay, they create. One of the other people creates another room. They post up the link over here, so everybody moves over there. But the owner of the, or basically the people that are talking just, they say, oh, don't worry, we'll just, once this ends, once we get tired, we'll leave. So the room will keep on going until the last person X's out. And at that point in time, if you did record something, that's when you'll get your email.
Got it. Someone told me I leave the room by closing the tab, but it would seem like I could also just, X us out, and that would
right.
So and that would end it.
The best way to cover all your ass, basically, you go Xing people out, or if they X themselves out, and you try to be the last one to X yourself out.
I'm the one that turns out the lights.
Exactly. But again, you could basically let the last person get out whenever they want. But again, the room won't close until the last person is out of the room. And just to play it safe, then you just click, because you'll probably X yourself out. Then you'll see kind of like the 4 bubbles of whatever. Like, for example, right now it's just been you, myself, Eileen, and then the only ones that have walked in here. So you see 4 bubbles pop in. Because those were kind of like the people that were here the longest. And those were, but if you have other people, like a rotating effect, thing, whoever's gotten the most, let's call it feels or prompts or whatever, those will probably be the ones that are, the 4 that's gotten the most are the ones that are going to display at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of like about it.
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Thank you.
No problem.
I know it's not a problem, but I still want to thank you.
No.
You've taken a lot of time to give me an education. It's a great little platform.
And there's a lot of people actually here that are doing podcasts. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's gone pretty big in here already. He does almost a nightly show here. He goes under Joel Com.
I remember Joel, one of the first big internet guys. The legendary iFart application came from Joel.
He's here all the time. But at nighttime, he normally does. If you also come from Periscope, you probably know Vincenzo Landino.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so them two have a podcast. Well, they repurpose it for that too, but they have a show here almost every night.
Almost. I love this.
So if you scroll down into the schedule shows, you'll see the for that kind of stuff.
Super.
All right, sure. Well, I'll get some stuff done because lab takes my time. I gotta do lab.
Thank you, David. I'm going to X you out now, okay?
Thanks. You take it easy.
You too. Take care. Bye. Folks, what a great education. David, thank you. Eileen, thank you. Folks who commented, thank you so much. Sin62, thank you. See you on top. Marketer, thank you. And folks, this is going to be on YouTube later on.